that's where it's going to close. And like I said, we're gonna. This game is pretty rough, so I want to thank people for playing this. There's some things we have to tweak, but you can see how some of it works. Let's go ahead and do a quick debriefing. This was the first public beta of Vital Hearts.
Woo.
So, questions?
Well, I mean, basically where I left it last time, so.
Right.
But you've got a bunch of notes that I haven't seen yet, so.
Right.
Waiting to see that update.
You can also see we did some more thinking about the weapons and that kind of stuff. So, I hope you saw there was one of the things I'm hoping that in the final version of the game will show is the variety of enemy encounters, because you can see that we tried to put in simple enemies that have simple tactics to make each one of you useful.
Right.
Right, and just like the composition of them alone and basic positioning was enough to kind of make it more interesting.
I wanted to mention that the dervish and the grenadier seem to have a great ability to attack multiple times. On top of that, the grenadier, while being able to attack multiple enemies in a single attack, which is great, does have that flat 3, so that's always nice. But on the other end, the dervish can both attack twice and has weapons that are massively hitting. They just do a shite ton of damage.
But we have specialty
weapons.
weapons.
I think I ended up with a flat weapon because I have no fighting or shooting at all, and I would not succeed.
I want to evaluate the assassin class, which is basically what Rosen is playing here. Because I think they don't feel.
I think you need to add deceit to the weapon. That's basically it.
Yeah, we're gonna think of ways to liven that.
The dervish has specialty weapons. Also, we have to sacrifice an action to get that second attack.
And nobody here was tanking with shields, because you heard me mention if you had a shield now you would have won, but you don't, so you didn't. So.
Well, yeah, no, I might respec into a tank since we got Nell here as the dervish.
Oh no, grenades are one-handed, right?
The hunter.
No, grenades are two-handed. So.
Yeah. So as the hunter, I think the only thing is probably deceit for hitting and a ranged weapon as a bonus weapon, so that I can switch tactics.
Yeah, that would that's why I originally was trying to give you the rope dart, but I also see like that kind of goes against the assassin, because the rope dart's it's a melee weapon with reach.
Give him a blowgun; he'll do 20 damage a turn.
Thank you.
I am seeing though at least the way the grenadier works really well to stand and aim and just throw no matter what. Wear heavy armor instead.
I have mixed feelings about flat damage versus success-based damage, because what I like about success-based damage is you can get a lucky hit and do a crap ton, and that's why I really like that, because it makes for random critical hits. On the other hand, we also have a problem that I'm a veteran game master, so I understand when we're switching between flat damage and success-based damage. Whereas I've discovered that players have a hard time understanding there's two different. So one of the things that we were playtesting was the idea that, okay, well, what if we made all weapons do flat damage? Like, what if it's always flat? That's easy. People can just remember this does 4 and this does 5. And we're going, well, okay, that's easy, but then we're missing out on the lameness. We're getting the lameness that all weapons do the same amount of damage.
Yeah, you miss out on a little bit of the cool factor.
So one of the things we were thinking about switching to was adding critical hits. And a critical hit would be that some weapons, not all of them, like grenades wouldn't have this. You do this in AoE, we're here all day because we have to do it. It's stupidly complex. Some weapons would have critical, which is if you scored 2 or more successes on your hit, you did +2 damage, because it would be like, flanking or, sneaking or attacking. It would be if you scored 2 or more successes, you did +2 damage. That's not a new rule, and we can put that on people's specific weapons. So if someone says, hey, my weapon says crit, what does that mean? Oh, you can score critical hits. And we thought, well, that might be a good compromise. So, but also if we do that, I think we also need to, if scoring 2 or more successes is going to do +2 damage instead of 1 point of damage, we're going to have to review the soak system, because people will be doing a lot more damage. That's one thing we wanted to review. So the next time we playtest this, I think we're going to go ahead and try that. We're going to have some weapons are labeled crit. That way we have one system for doing damage. It's just a flat number. and we don't have to worry about. Notice most of my monsters were doing flat damage for most of what they do. I like it when they do success-based damage, but that really slows it down for a lot of GMs. By having my monsters just do flat damage, it makes it way easier. Like I just have the walkers just swarm you and just roll to hit, and if they hit, they do 2 points, and we're done.
Right. As far as like switching everything over to flat, I do have like the player build comment of, if everything is flat, the incentive will be towards getting a singular die as big as possible, rather than spreading out and having more dice.
That's why I said we would also add that some weapons will have the critical property where successes will improve damage. But we would put that on specific weapons, so that way people would know, hey, if I have a melee weapon that crits, I can do this. And that gives we usually give that to the DPSers, that the DPSers are critting, so the tankers and the healer, and that's the major difference. Like it might be that the tanker, the healer, and the DPSer all have a weapon that does 4 points of damage, but the DPSer can crit and the other two guys can't.
Yeah.
So, because my subjective issue is, I really enjoy the variety of monster types. When I see other people run the game, they're having trouble understanding how it works. And I'm getting, if we give all of you special abilities that work in certain situations, but your GM isn't doing that. Like if your GM isn't throwing 12 walkers at you like I did, the game's not going to work right. And some of you aren't going to feel as effective as others. So, but anyway, so thanks for participating in the debriefing. That is 1 experience point for everybody for participating in the debriefing.
Yay!
Yay!
Now, we also asked people to reread their mottos. I'm going to go ahead and go left to right on my list here so I don't skip anybody. So, Raktis, what was your motto?
I expect a good fight.
Well, you expected a good fight, so you get a point for that. Doesn't matter if one showed up or not, you just expected one. Janelle, what was your cop's motto again?
Hold on. It says, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume you got a point for that because you helped everybody else out, and you're also looking to get better at this game. So that's a point for you. Once again, It's not proscriptive. It's supposed to be like, you didn't do anything, you didn't like say, everything should stay exactly the same way it is. So that's a point for you. Ruzan, Quote Man, what was your motto?
If you can't find the fun in it, why bother?
Yeah, that's a point for you. You found the fun in it.
Why wouldn't I insult the man who wasted all the resources?
Yep. And Griffin, what was your motto?
Crime is its own reward.
He could not commit crime.
Well, no, you stole
go against it.
He stole this account and then played a great game. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad I stole this account.
That was worth it.
Totally worth it. So everybody gets a point for their motto. Also, everyone got to pick one personal goal. I think the cop's already done his, which is why he doesn't have one, because he's from a previous game. But Raktis, what was your goal? Save somebody?
Charge into a fight and save a party member.
Yeah, okay.
I was really hoping to get that Vanguard gift.
Yeah, but you're thinking about respecing your character, right?
Yeah, that's true, which would mean it doesn't matter. Nothing I've said matters. My God!
Well, also, this is a working game, so honestly, we're probably going to respec everything by the next time we're playing this. So
we have nobody playing a tank. I figure I don't need to step on Nell's toes by playing the same class, the same everything. So.
Yep. So
no, I just end up like, because I had the character a year ago, I can just bring it back again.
No, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, I understand. I didn't. When I was making the character, though, I didn't know that's either what you were going to be doing. Yeah. Hell, I didn't even know you were coming back.
That's fine, because there's not always
a
group
Rosen,
of a party.
Rosen, what was your goal?
I haven't hit it. It was just to become legendary, and I have not become legendary.
He is a legendary asshole.
That's hardly legendary.
On the internet, that is legendary.
You constantly heard Sakahima constantly say that everybody other party was so much worse. I am not even on the same level
like that. Assholes. Yeah, I beat the tutorial after 11 tries.
Hey man, I was just trying to give you an out. Like I say, I post on many message boards. You are a legendary asshole.
And then moving on to Griffin, what was your starting goal?
Discover a new dungeon.
Yeah, this is just a tutorial. So you guys just hold on to those.
I
Like I said,
will.
The whole thing about my thing is I'm always going to pick a goal that takes like at least a large portion of the game to get to.
No, and I appreciate that. Like the biggest, I mean, like going behind the curtain, one of the big reasons to have the goal was so people would play the game, have an idea of what they wanted to do. Like you've got an idea, I want to be an asshole, so you've got a goal.
I'm not even trying to be an asshole particularly. That's just one of the ways I could.
Right, but I like about it is people come to the game with at least something in mind, rather than just, oh, I guess it's a game. And that way, if there's other people who know the game better than them, you could play the game at least once. And if there was something you needed to fill holes in your character, you could buy it. You know, like if it's something you really wanted. And it incentivizes people. I mean, you already asked, like, do you get points for killing? I mean, in the story-wise, you're supposed to get points for killing the monsters, and we'll talk about Iotas and Zennies when we come up with that a bit later. But the one of the goals in the game, you know, we make our games have story rewards because that's what we're here for. We want the story rewards, and I think that's what most people want. So next time we'll also go into a little bit more of your characters and playtest and stuff. But man, I've been on the internet far too long. I need to take a break. So thanks everybody, and sorry about the technical issues we had earlier. It looks like we eventually resolved them. So I hope we had something good to look at in the video. I want to thank especially Ractus for going really out of his way to make a really nice looking video.
Yeah, thank you for running.
With the special gigas and stuff. And also, if you're watching this to find out what Vital Hearts is like, no, we haven't put it publicly yet. We will soon. Thanks to everybody who's on the Patreon. We will, you know, be putting up art direction and that kind of stuff. So historical document. So thanks everybody.
Yay!